You might have heard about the derivatives trading that is used in the financial world quite commonly, where the traders actually buy and sell the derivatives of the underlying asset without owning the underlying asset, and they make money by using the price action of that asset class. Similarly, we have seen a company like Microstrategy became a derivative of Bitcoin. So recently we have noticed that the Microstrategy stock is right now trading at a 2.7 times premium to its Bitcoin holding. Okay, let me explain what does that mean actually. So what MicroStrategy does is they have a software as a service business where they actually sell a software product. They collect a recurring revenue from their clients on a monthly basis. Okay, so as per their income statement, their revenue is around $111 million. Okay, using that cash flow, that money that is coming in every month, using that cash flow, they actually secured a long-term debt at a much lower interest rate, around $3.9 billion of debt. Okay, so the corporations, just like government, they also issue bonds. Okay, they call corporate bonds, and in return, the investors actually collect yield or interest from those corporations. Okay, so what MicroStrategy did, they did not just sell the ordinary corporate bond; they actually sell convertible senior notes. They're slightly different from the corporate bonds. So what it is, basically, they are similar to those corporate bonds, but they have a lower interest rate because they have an option to convert those notes into a company's stock. Okay, if the investor wanted to execute that. Plus, they have a higher priority over other debt securities when it comes to bankruptcies. So for example, if MicroStrategy declare bankruptcies, then the administration takes over and they decide, okay, who's going to get the money first in terms of liquidating those assets. So senior convertible notes will be at the top of the priority compared to other debt securities. Okay, so because of these advantages, it offers lower yield. So what MicroStrategy did, they actually secured that debt at a much lower interest rate and secured it over a long time, over a long period, right? So now their interest payment on annual basis on that debt is much lower, somewhere close to, $60 to $70 million annually. And using the cash flow that they're getting because of the software business, they are hedging that interest payment on annual basis. Now they have this that $3.9 billion of debt. They have been using that debt to buy Bitcoin. Over the last 4 years, they have been accumulating a lot of Bitcoins on their balance sheet, in a way that now this whole strategy, taking debt and buying Bitcoin, has been worked tremendously for MicroStrategy, in a way that MicroStrategy stock is giving you 2.7 return of its Bitcoin holding. So if you're an investor and you're buying a MicroStrategy stock, you're getting 2.7% return from the Bitcoin valuation itself, because as Bitcoin goes up, their balance sheet becomes much bigger in terms of the asset, and that boosts up their market capitalization. So look at this chart. This chart actually compares the MicroStrategy stock versus Bitcoin versus S&P and NASDAQ. So you can see the MicroStrategy stock has outpaced pretty much everything. Okay, it has produced up to 1700% return since they have purchased their first Bitcoin. Compared to the Bitcoin itself, it has produced 500% return in the same period. Okay, and compared to S&P and NASDAQ, it has produced 80 and 70% return respectively. So 80 and 70% from a traditional S&P and NASDAQ compared to 1700% return from MicroStrategy itself. It has beaten pretty much everything, even NVDIA in the same period. So what does it tell you? It gives you two things. Number one, MicroStrategy is trading at a premium. If you want to invest into Bitcoin, but you don't want to hold the custody, or you don't want to keep the Bitcoin on exchange, you can buy MicroStrategy stock. That gives you a big exposure in terms of the price movement on the Bitcoin asset. Again, I'm not giving you any financial advice, but I'm giving you a leverage play example. And the second lesson that we get from it is debt is a double-edged sword. You can use it to increase your net worth, but it can also burn down your house. So use it wisely. If you use it, hedge it accordingly, just like Microstrategy. So they hedge the interest payments using the cash flow that they're coming from their software business. So they're pretty much set. As long as their software business is healthy and covering the debt payments, they're pretty much set with regards to the Bitcoin holdings, because the potential of Bitcoins to go up over time is much higher because of its characteristics and its network effect. So anyway, let me know what you think about that. Put your comments down below and check out the links in the description below. Also subscribe to my newsletter that I send out every week. Let me know what you think about that, and I'll see you in my next video. Take care. If you are an investor in the US, in Canada, or in Europe, and you are considering investing into Dubai real estate market, this video is for you, because we have a platform called Stake, which allows you to invest into the residential real estate market and start earning rental income right away without going through a lengthy documentation process or coming up with a heavy down payment. Stake is built upon the concept of crowdfunding. So it is democratizing the entire investment strategy and allows you to own a single unit of the entire investment portfolio. So you don't have to own the entire property, right? You can be part of the pool that can actually own a piece of property, a piece of real estate. So that allows you to start with as low as 2,000 dirhams, and you can slowly ramp up. So as you start investing into it, you can not only own a bit of real estate, but you also get a portion of the rental income on monthly basis. So it's a passive investment strategy, diversifying your portfolio from traditional North American or European markets into Dubai, which is hustling and bustling and growing very fast, and allows you to build your wealth over time. So don't delay. There is a link down there in the description. If you click on this, it will give you free 200 dirhams in your account right away to start with, and you can thank me later.